Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Thursday live stream. I'm so sorry I'm a little late. I was talking to um like my best friend in my whole life and I lost track of time. We were just having fun and here I am. It took me a little bit, but I'm here. And today we are going to talk about what making the invisible visible for better belongingness means. And the reason I want to talk about this is well, first of all, how are you really doing? And this is relevant. How are you really doing? That's what I want to hear about. If you are joining in later, and you're watching this video on Facebook or YouTube, please still let me know in comments how you're doing. I would love to find out. And for this video, let me know how you're doing. Comments on, I have my comments on, so I'll be able to respond to you. But for the overall topic for today, this is what I want to talk about. Making the invisible visible. What does that really mean? And it ties into how you're really doing. Because here's the thing about us. We have all been brainwashed into believing we should be certain ways. And that's not the truth, because where we've been brainwashed from, especially as women, especially as people who identify as women, um, is based on a society and culture and norms that were all about sort of accommodating women, even though they were inconveniences, right? We know that's not the truth these days. So, what does making the invisible visible mean these days? That's what I want to talk about today. The reason I came about this is because, my history. Um, as I went through life, as I went through my traumatic brain injuries, and as I went through everything after that, I realized that there were several parts of me that were rendered invisible by, well, one, society, but more importantly, by myself. Because I was buying into other people's stories, because I was buying into my own story gaps, because I thought I had to be limited to being a certain way. I had to be agreeable. I had to be nice. I had to be all about relationship management. And if I'm ever assertive or confident, why am I being so bossy? Why am I being such a catty little B word? All these sorts of things. And it didn't feel right to me. And so I thought, what's going on here? Looked into that and realized that all of the leadership models we were following are outdated. They were made for a different society, a society that is no longer our reality, because our society today is so much more nuanced. It doesn't, the spectrum of diversity has always been the same, but the degree to which we have included has changed. And we still have a long way to go, but we are at a different point than we were in the 1950s in some ways. That's what I mean by the degree of inclusion. So we still have a long way to go, but we're not where we were in the 1940s, 50s, and 60s. So, given that, what does it mean for our future to make the invisible visible for better belongingness? That's what I want to talk about today, because that's sort of my life's tagline. I mean, everybody that knows me knows that part about me. I feel like that's undeniable. And what that means to me is that it is only by becoming visible, it is only by shining because of your unique journey, your unique lived experiences. No matter where you come from, all of us have intersectionalities. All of us have at least one moment in our lives where we did not belong. All of us can tap in to that emotion because we have the intellect and capacity to do so. And by using our empathy, we can tap into belongingness and we can create a more sustainable, profitable, and stable society for our future. For my 4-year-olds and all other 4-year-olds out there, and 8-year-olds and 2-month-olds and everyone in between, all the way across the spectrum, right? That's what making the invisible visible means. And the first step to do that is for you to recognize your own invisibility. What are the stories you're telling yourself? How have you been conditioned? What are the belief systems that are not serving you well? And how will you thrive by adapting and adopting, two different things, different belief systems? How can you become more self-aware? And how can you become more conscious and conscientious and compassionate toward yourself and others? That is what my life's tagline is about. Because when we start seeing ourselves for our whole selves, we have to do that first. We have to be able to acknowledge our whole selves, ourselves, without judgment, without any sort of, I don't know about this. We have to be able to see our own invisibilities and our own story gaps without judgment. When we do that, we develop the capacity to be able to see others as whole people. And when we start seeing individuals as whole people, over time, all of a sudden, we are recognizing groups for their uniqueness, for their stories, because of who they are, not in spite of it, and we're including them. That is a story behind making the invisible visible for better belongingness. All of us can belong if we create and hold the space to do so. And that's not on external leadership. That's not on societal norms or etiquettes. It's on us. We can each do this individually. We can each model inclusion and belongingness individually to create a movement. That's the power of this. That's what making the invisible visible for better belongingness is all about. When you acknowledge yourself as a whole person and you see the interconnectedness of your lives, your life, all aspects of it, you can start seeing the interconnectedness of other people's lives. So, in a nutshell, that's what it is about. That's what my tagline is about. That's what every single one of my initiatives is about. And I'm so proud of all of them. So I hope this helped. I put up a visualization exercise to show the power of this because everything I'm talking about, I've visualized. So I hope you watch that. It's on TikTok. I don't even know my own name, but I'll put it in the comments. Follow me there. Find these videos. I hope they help. And I have a whole amazing roster of lunch and learns, workshops, and so many other things coming up in May. May is my favorite month. I have a personal bias towards May. I won't get into that right now, but because it is my favorite month, I have a lot of stuff coming up. So take advantage of that. And I will be back on Monday to talk about another topic. But for now, again, BLUF, TLDR, whatever other acronyms you follow. The first step toward belongingness, the first step toward anybody thriving is you acknowledging your whole self, making your own invisible visible to you, whether it's because of other people's stories or your stories. I am going to put my information up right now. There you go. If you have any questions, please feel free to schedule a call with me, especially if you're tuning in after this live. I'm not on here live. Please feel free to schedule a clarity call if you are confused, or connect with me on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn. Any which way. I'm pretty accessible. If you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Bye.